Do you know your authentic story is your superpower? I bet you know. But did you also know that when you tell your story in the right way, it becomes an invisible Trojan horse that can disarm any enemy, any competitor? And in the best way, it also persuades and it draws people closer to you, your prospects, your patrons. They come closer because they want to get the rest of the story. Story warrior, we rise and we lead from the motherland slain. Stories of power, remember the name. Business warriors, voices that shine, African spirit in every line. Lead, inspire, tell your story. Legacy in motion, this is our glory. Story warriors at your word. And in case you're wondering, but who are you? Well, welcome to the Story Warrior Podcast. This is where we curate stories, strategies, and sublime moments that have given people a competitive advantage, especially if it has to do with a narrative. Today we're in absolute luck. We have Miss Denise Miller. She has a very Western name, and maybe she's Western, but I think she has the makings of an African queen or princess who is in Columbus, Ohio. And she's bringing to the world something I find very innovative. She's a change maker. She's bringing what she calls Afro Streets.
Yeah, Afro Streets Food.
Afro Streets Food Expo to Columbus, Ohio. If I can pronounce it right, I bet you will get it even better. But what Denise is doing is so unique in our community because she is getting African food out of the shelters, out of the shadows to the mainstream. And she wants people to discover the power of African flavors. My name is Gideon Fomukwai. I go by the acronym of Story Warrior. I go by the moniker of Story Warrior because I consider myself a product of Africa, produced in Asia, packaged in America, and distributed worldwide. If you're watching for the first time, pull your chair closer because we are not going to hold back, especially because I can tell you this guest today is one in 1,000. Denise, good afternoon, good evening, or is it good morning? Which part of the world are you dialing in from?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and it's good evening over here. We're almost at 9 p.m. soon.
Okay, because the way it felt like you were in some part of the world where it's daylight. I thought it's maybe Australia. It's like, okay, super bright. Okay, anyway, Denise, talk to us about yourself a little bit and Afro Streets Food Expo. Why Afro Streets Food Expo? Don't we have enough of street things, being maybe flea market and all of that? But talk to us about you and then how you got to this idea.
Okay, thank you, Gideon, for having me. It's been a long time coming, but I'm really, really glad to have this opportunity.
I have to press really hard. I have to keep knocking.
I'm honored.
You're a busy lady, so I have to pursue you as much as possible.
I'm honored to finally be here. So my name is Denise Miller, actually. And
it's a Cameroonian name. Miller, good for you.
It's actually from Ghana, to be honest.
All right.
And I migrated from the UK 6 years ago, going on now. Columbus has been my home. It's been great. It's been fun. I live in a great community where we are surrounded by, diverse African countries, and it's family-oriented state, as you all know. I've loved it so far. I moved with my family. I mean, my family has always been here, but I'm joining them now for the first time in a few years. So,
wow.
And it's been great. But something was missing. And how did I find out what was missing? Just on this very fateful day, I went to a birthday party where I had great food. When I mean great food, the food was great. I cook on a regular basis, and I mean every day because I have kids, so I cook on a regular basis. But I'm also one that loves adventure, and I would love to taste, once a while, just go out and taste something that you haven't cooked, So this is how I landed at this party, and I had great food, and I sat there and I thought, where is this coming from? Who's the caterer? Who are the vendors that put this together? And my questions led to answers, and I thought, where are they hiding? Where are the restaurants for these African vendors?
Good luck.
And they're like, they're nowhere. They're home.
Good luck with that.
And I said, home? So which means the percentage of people who will know about these vendors are only those at this party or another party, which would be in the next 2 to 3 months' time. Now, how do we get these women or men, whoever's behind it, how do we get them outside? This is where this whole passion was birthed from. And to be honest with you, I had to talk to God a little bit and see if I was strong enough and, speak to some wise friends, people who could mentor me and tell me, because I've only been here, at the time, it was only 5 years. I didn't know what the food scene was like. And that was when I got exposed to what we're lacking, what the community has been doing.
Wow.
And they thought, I mean, not one person said this was not going to be successful. Everyone said, listen, if you can pull it off, it would be fantastic. And that's how I said, let's go for it.
Wow.
So basically, my thought was, whoever these vendors are that have this background of great heritage,
Yes.
rich culture, great flavors. They're sitting in their kitchens trying to cook this food and hoping that some customers will come and pick it up. And if they don't pick it up for the day, that's another loss in sales. But then again, why are you getting used to the same customers? Why don't we look for new faces? Why don't we look for new palettes? Why don't we venture out? Let's just come out. Okay, let's assume this is a picnic and we have asked you to come and, just entertain us with your food. So, but this will be a day that you will profit whilst being at the picnic. So This is all it's all about. It's not about making money. It's just about supporting women or men who love cooking, who have a passion for it. There's a difference between just knowing a few recipes and putting it together. And there is a difference between having the passion to just rise up every morning and do something that you love and bring out authentic flavors, something that sends people who have migrated from home for so many years, who can just taste your food and say, damn, that takes me back to my mother's kitchen. That is what I'm looking for.
Wow, that blows my mind away, because when I stumbled on the concept, I said, this is brilliant. And it takes a change maker like you to spot the opportunity. That's why I say you are in a 1 in 1,000, because how many times have I gone into some of these homes that cook really good food in Maryland, in Columbus where you are, and collect meals for maybe 40 team members of my business, and I go and serve them. But I never thought that, hey, there could be the opportunity for them to work out of the home. And for some reason, maybe it's cultural, these people have been stubbornly working out of the homes for so long, and by so doing, depriving the rest of the world from testing some of the African flavors that you are now saying, all right, I don't care about what you guys are thinking. I think the world deserves to have a taste of Africa. So permit me to ask you this question, Denise. When you discovered that idea, from identification to implementation, how long did it take? My little one stormed in here, and then the grandmother said to her, wait a minute, they're talking about something very serious. They're talking about something very spicy. You better come back to the house. I said, I'm glad that she's gone back.
That's great.
From identification to start of implementation, how long did that take?
Well, it was a matter of months. Some of us take quite long from when, an idea is brewing in you. We take too long because we're waiting for affirmations. We're waiting for people to validate your thoughts. We're waiting for people to, kind of push you or support you and stuff like that. I run on adrenaline. I love a challenge. And the moment it got into my head, I knew all I needed was one person or two people that would tell me it was a good idea. I didn't need more than that, because the more I sought after validation, the more I would be pulling back, because a validation could also be negative, and people could say, listen, we've tried this. This was our challenge. This was, the stumbling blocks. This was, and once that starts to go in, then you're pretty much, you're pretty much losing interest in everything. So I picked the right people to speak to.
But all I needed was that. You never spoke to me. call it a
Yes.
WhatsApp group or whatever
Mhm.
group. It's a community group, but
Absolutely.
I can also see ideas that are brilliant through a wall, and
Oh,
I give myself some credit
And
for that.
Gideon, to be honest, from the first moment that I spoke to you, you came from a stranger's point of view, but you gave the necessary points that I needed to push me a little further. And I'm not going to lie about that.
Thank you.
Every time you speak to someone about it, you just need someone that gives you that extra push.
We all
And
need
you
that.
did that on the first call. And I was extremely
We all need that.
surprised. I was shocked. And I had to tell my partner, I said, listen, I spoke to someone who had absolutely no idea who I am. And he's telling me, bring this to Dallas. And I'm like, I haven't even done this one yet.
Yeah.
So that did a lot for me. Thank you.
Okay, we all need that. But kudos to you for taking the call, because it's one thing to be a business savvy person, but it's another thing to take a call from an absolute stranger. But
Yes.
that's how I operate. If
Yes.
something is genuine, it's real, I can help, I can hold back, I have to say it. And maybe it got me into trouble sometimes, but I have to be sincere with who I am. Hey, is your story working for you, or it's just sitting there and gathering a lot of dust? Do you know your story is a powerful, invisible asset? Your story is your superpower, provided you know how to tell it. Give me 15 minutes. I will audit your story and make it unforgettable. It will generate buzz, it will generate engagement, and above all, it will create business for you. Give me 15 minutes. I can coach you on how to tell your story in the most captivating way possible. My name is Gideon Fomukwai, the story warrior. I help people like you to tell fascinating stories. So please click below and sign up, and I'll be happy to work with you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
So
great.
my question to you is African food just food? Or is it a form of therapy for Africans who are living thousands of miles away from home? Whether they are African immigrants or they are African diaspora, and even others. So do you think that they're coming just because it's food, or they eat this food because it's some kind of therapy for them to forget about the pressures and the challenges of the world? And maybe for the foreigners, are they coming to look for just food, or they're looking for new stimulating choices that they can add to their food palette as a form of therapy?
That's quite interesting that you would ask that. And I think for everyone, food is a different answer to different problems.
Mm-hmm.
Some people eat for comfort. Some people are just natural foodies. Some people are a long way from home and they need a reminder sometimes. Most times when I think about food, I think about bachelors. I think about men who are not married. And if you can cook a good meal that makes an unmarried man come back all the time, whatever restaurant you have, whatever food you cook, a man that's not married or doesn't have a woman at home who cooks, if they come back for you repeatedly, it means you're doing something good. And it's not because they can't go to the kitchen, it's just because they would rather not put all that effort and then lose the interest in. So they'd rather something that's already done. So I always think about a man's stomach when I think about food. And to be honest, these women that I'm putting together, or men, because there are men that are interested as well in coming out. So these people have special touches to what they're doing. They have different skills. It's not just one country, it's different countries across Africa. And if you are curious as to what Cameroonians cook, then come out. If you are curious about what Nigerians do, please come out. If you are curious to know how Ghanaians put food together, please come out. If you want to know what the Senegalese do, the Guineans do, we have all these countries put together, curated vendors who just love what they do. In fact, I have a vendor that's not strong in health, and she almost pulled out, but she said, you know what? My brother said he will support me, so I will still come out and cook.
Mm.
That is passion. That is hunger. That is a fire, knowing that you have something in you that you want the world to see, you want the world to taste. And this is not just about tasting, it's the visuals. We're
Yes.
going to have entertainment, African entertainment. It's a form of art. Food is like art. So the eyes will be pleased, the belly will be pleased, your there will be a lot of vibes. We've got a great DJ there that would bring great music the whole day. And we've got an MC, a fantastic MC that will keep us entertained. So it's a place to connect, not just eat, but connect. It's like just going into a food market. That's what we're trying to bring out, a food market with different flavors, different passions, beautiful people who have not had the opportunity to own a restaurant, or who might not have the necessary funding to open a restaurant. And remember that a lot of these people are coming from post-COVID moments where some have lost their businesses and they've had to move back home to do it all over again. So this is another opportunity to say, hey, I'm still here. Hey, I'm reintroducing myself. Hey, this is me. This is what I do. This is what I love. Have a taste. Come back for more. And that's just what it is. It's just connecting, having fun, music. We will have a lounge there for people to sit down. So we're not chasing you away. We want you to actually sit, feel the vibe, enjoy the community, bring your children, have a family fun moment. There'll be games. There would be, goodie bags. There's a lot of stuff that would be going on. So yeah.
It's very clear that this is a fairly novel concept.
Yeah.
So you describe the atmosphere, describe the layout, the lay of the ground, because that's important that people understand that you're bringing something completely different. It's like, are we saying something like a market scene in Africa? But at this time, it is a scene in which there's a DJ present and there's entertainment.
Yes. Well, this time this is our first one, and it's going to be indoors, intentionally so, because we thought we don't want the weather to be a reason why people can have all the fun.
Exactly.
So it's going to be indoors at this beautiful event center, the Trio Center, right here in Reynoldsburg. It's a beautiful space. They are working so hard to make sure that everyone has fun. They would put a lounge at the back for people to sit down, enjoy the food, and go back for more. And just take a look
grab
at
a drink.
Exactly. There would be drinks. There would be local drinks. There would be fresh drinks, like the gingers and the hibiscus drinks. Name it. We are going to have all of it. There will be snacks. There would be, there's a lady coming there to show off cookware, like healthy cookware for those who have children with autism and are trying to get them to eat clean. There is a lot going on, and trust me, it's a beautiful space. We have ample parking, so parking is not a problem. We have enough for hundreds of cars. That would not be a problem. And yes, if you love African music, you would hear more than enough of it, to be honest. And we'll have entertainers dancing and keeping the vibe going. So it's indoors, but it's going to be a beautiful market space.
You're making my mouth water. Be careful how you describe this scene, because I'm getting like, I need to be in Columbus. But I want to give a big shout out to Trio Event Center in Columbus.
Yes.
This gentlemen who own it, they know how to do business, and they're adaptable and they're flexible. Would you agree with me that Trio Event Center, they cater well to their customers, and they don't take it lightly?
Absolutely. I call them family now, so they have no choice. They are great people. They've walked me through every step, and from the moment I met them, they said, listen, we know this will be successful and we are fully on board and we support you. And it's been the same ever since. I'm
glad that they do that, because I know some of them, and I know that those are the same standards that I've grown with some of them for as long as I can remember, more about 25 to 30 years. So Denise, talk to us about, let me get this off my chest, the jollof
Don't
the
don't
Jollof
go there.
Wars are still
Don't
ongoing.
go
So are
there.
you gonna release? Is there gonna be a winner on that day, or
Don't go there.
what's? I mean, you can bring these people together. You got Ghana, Nigeria, Guinea, Senegal, Cameroon. There's gonna be a fight. Cote d'Ivoire about Jollof Wars. Talk to us about
To
how
be
you're gonna make
honest,
sure that the war doesn't turn out to the skirmish doesn't turn out into a war. On your watch.
I always say follow the nose. You know, wherever your nose leads you, that's where you get the taste
I go with
from.
Senegalese, even though
But,
I've never been to
I
Senegal.
mean, I have a Guinean background. My parents are Guineans.
Good for
I
you, good for
grew up
you.
in Nigeria, and my partner is Ghanaian. So
Good for you.
come on, I have
best-
all the jollof.
Best of all,
I have an experience with
Africa.
all the jollof. So, to be honest, follow the nose and be curious. Try it all, because it's really not about who makes the best jollof. I think the flavors speak differently in your, on the palate. So it's not about really who makes the best. It's just the flavors that make it different. Some people cook it, like I know the Nigerians make their sauce differently, whilst the Ghanaians fry their sauce deeply, and which gives that deep richness to it. But each of them also use different ingredients, different rice. They also prefer different rice. The Senegalese
true.
also. So I know all the process. Like I said, I'm into food. I've been in food for a very long time. My mom lives practically in the kitchen. So to be honest, it's just the process that makes it different. It's not the taste.
Superb. Okay, you're so very well immersed in both the gastronomic world,
Yeah.
and I would argue in the media world.
Yeah.
So, what story, whether visually, narratively, would you want reporters writing about the African cuisine, about the African palate when they leave Afro Streets Food Expo this year? What story would you want them to carry? What would you want them to write about the uniqueness of African food?